Oh, there we go. Alright, here we are. Now I'm recording. Alright, I thought I was recording before when I was coming down those hills. I guess I wasn't. So here I am recording. Sorry for the shaky video. It's on my dashboard and I have chains on my car. So, this is 15th Avenue right now, folks. This is what it looks like. You can see how snowy it is. I just came down some pretty interesting hills. As far as I understand, it wasn't recording like I thought it was. Just kind of, all of a sudden my phone blacked out and I realized, and I looked for the video and it wasn't there. So that's too bad. But, so here I am making another one. Yeah, crazy for Seattle. Was making my way down here slowly, going down some back roads because, you know, Queen Anne is ridiculous. It's all shut down as it should be, and seen people with skis on, skiing in Seattle. I've seen snowboarding and sledding and people having snowball fights in the streets. It's been a pretty interesting evening. I was on my way. I was trying to go pick up one last person. I put on that they were going to be my last ride and everything. And they apparently couldn't wait anymore because I was on my way to them, but it was taking me a while because I couldn't just go the direct route down Queen Anne. So I was trying to find another way that wasn't very steep, that wasn't going down, you know, not very good roads to be going down. So I was making my way to them slowly, but they apparently didn't want to wait for that. So I'm trying to figure out my way, what route I'm going to take to get up to where I live, up in Silver Firs. And, well, let's just say I'm not sure what route I'm going to take. I'm just going to take 15th Avenue as far as I can, and then cross over where it looks safe enough to go. So yeah, we'll see how we'll see how far I get on 15th before I can turn off and try to head west a little ways. So yeah, got a policeman in front of me, and speaking of policemen, got pulled over tonight because I was trying to make it up a hill and I was not successfully doing so. So, and I was in the left lane because I was turning left onto that street. So I turned over, I pulled over right away, and he came up and I was like, "Hi, sir," you know, and he was like, "Hello, and how are you tonight?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm doing all right. How are you?" You know, and I mean, he could tell I was trying to work. You know, he could tell right away. I mean, when he pulled up on me, I think he was mostly concerned about possibly a drunk driver or something. You know, even though I've got a lift sticker in the back, that doesn't guarantee that someone is actually working. So when he came up and saw that I had a passenger in the back seat and that I was in there, and obviously my lift amp was up in front and on, and I had my navigation going and all that good stuff. Once he saw that, he obviously knew that, you know, I was trying to work and all of that good stuff. And so yeah, and then another cop came up and was checking out what was going on too, because I pulled off to the side of the street after that, because, you know, he just said, "Hey, you know, if you're gonna go slow, make sure you're in the right lane." And I was like, "Absolutely, I apologize," and, you know, made my way over, and there was a street right next to me, so I pulled over into it and put on my hazards and proceeded to get into my trunk. I, of course, let my rider know what I was going to be doing, and so they were all fine with it, because everybody is just like, whatever you got to do to be safe, we're cool, you know. And so started doing that, and he came over and stopped in with me behind me and asked me, "Oh, are you putting on your chains then?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm going to put my chains on." And he goes, "Well, how about this? How about I just pull up behind you and give you some light and light it up for you so you can see?" I wasn't going to, say no to that. That was a nice offer. And so he came over, and then another one of his fellow policemen came over and was going to give me a helping hand too. So these two very nice police officers gave me a hand and helped me put my chains on, and got all that straightened out. And so, yeah, and afterwards, we got it all figured out, and that was nice. And I went to go shake his hand, and he told me, he kind of backed away. He hesitated, and he was concerned about his hands being dirty. And I was like, "Hey, man, it's not like I wasn't down there too." So, I was like, "Come on, shake my hand," So, I shook both their hands and thanked them for helping me out, because it would have taken me a little bit longer to get it done without their help, really. Because, it was my first time putting these chains on this car. And, so went ahead and was trying to do that, and they helped me out. And then I got on my way and had to pick up somebody else. And we slowly but surely made our way down to Bellevue from Kenmore area. I think it was like Bothell, Kenmore area, somewhere up there, and took the first rider all the way down to Bellevue. The first rider was going to go all the way to Seattle, but I got somebody else who I needed to pick up after getting the chains on, and so we picked him up, and he was going to Bellevue, and then the first rider that I picked up was going to Seattle. And so then I made my way over to Seattle. And man, I've seen a couple of car accidents tonight that were interesting. But one that happened right in front of me and these two lady passengers, which I have another story about that's kind of interesting. But there was an ambulance. There was an ambulance van. We were going down Mercer, I believe it was. And we were going down Mercer, and we were going to pass by the Key Arena and that section over there. And there was a fire truck over on the left side of the road, and the ambulance was ahead of us. And then the ambulance started pulling off to the right side of the road, and then they started to turn left, because what they were trying to do was turn around to go meet up with that fire truck. I knew that was happening, but there was this red little hatchback / SUV. I'm not sure what to call it. I didn't really totally pay attention to that part, like the make and model of the car that it happened with. But they were they just decided to continue to go. This ambulance has its lights on, and they decided to continue to go through the light and go straight. And they were in the left lane, and the ambulance was over on the right side of the road, taking that left. And so the red car tried to somewhat dodge it, but neither one of them had enough traction to deal with the situation. And instead of the red car stopping like you're supposed to, because there's a reason why we stop when we have ambulances and things like that are around us, so that they can do what they need to do. So the ambulance hit the red car, but it was totally the red car was at fault, because they didn't stop like they're supposed to. When you've got ambulances and fire trucks around, they needed to stop. Me and the other drivers that were behind were stopping. We were coming to a stop so that they could do what they needed to do. But this person did not, and then they ended up getting hit. They got nicked, kind of, by the ambulance. And so that was one car accident. And the ladies that were in the car with me, they were just like, "Oh my gosh," and yeah, it was just such a stupid thing to happen. But then then the story about them that's interesting was I went to go pick up the two ladies. But what you have to understand about this job is that sometimes you'll have someone request a ride for a friend. And so you're not picking up the person whose account it is. You're picking up their friend or their date or their brother or their sister or their mother or their grandmother or grandfather, father, you know what I mean. So I pull up to this place where I'm supposed to be picking up this girl, and this guy comes down because I was pulling up to the right spot, and this guy comes up, and he opens the door, and I go, Kristen, and he was like, yeah, and he got in the car, and then I'm starting to pull away, but then these girls come up, and they're like flagging me down with their phone. So then the girls get in, and I was like, Kristen? And she goes, yeah, that's me, you ex-tall or whatever, and I was like, yep, that's me. And they were like sitting there, they got in the car. I didn't know what was going on, if they knew each other or not. And the guy was super drunk, and he's sitting in the front seat with me. Two ladies are in the back, and then we're driving, and as we're almost getting there, the girls go, so who is this guy? And I was like, he just got in the car. I thought he was part of your ride or whatever, because people request rides for others. And so that happens all the time. They go, oh yeah, and then they were like, but he got in the car? He just jumped in? Was it while you were waiting for us? And I was like, yeah, that's kind of why I thought it was you guys that was getting in the car, They're like, no, we don't know him at all. And they're like, what are you going to do with him? Because he had totally passed out. He was totally passed out. And I was like, oh, it's all right. I'll just drive up somewhere lit and tell him he needs to get out, And they were worried about it, which was nice of them to be worried for, my well-being and everything. But, I just pulled up there was a 7-Eleven just down the street of where I dropped them off. So I just pulled into the parking lot of the 7-Eleven. It was open, the lights were on, so I wasn't, taking him somewhere unsafe or whatever, but I just pulled into there, and I just, kind of started nudging his arm and was like, hey man, you gotta get up, and you gotta get out of my car, please. And he just drunkenly stumbled out of the car, and I hope he's gonna end up all right tonight, but he got a free ride all the way up to Queen Anne. So hopefully that's where he wants to be at, because you really shouldn't jump into a Lyft or an Uber without having a destination that you're trying to get to. So yeah, that was interesting. Lots of interesting things happening tonight. So I thought I would share them with you as I'm trying to find my way home. So, anyways, yeah, here we are at a stoplight. You can see, people are out everywhere. It is freaking crazy out here. Yeah, I'm glad for those drift racing skills today, because they've really come in handy sometimes. And just knowing how to push a car up a hill sometimes when it's going slow. There were a couple of moments there where it was just like I had my foot all the way down and just inching up, and eventually made it. So gotten some people home, but man, lots of people making stupid choices tonight. So many people going to bars. Like they went to the bar as the snowstorm was starting, and the bar is like a few miles away from where they live. Like, you wouldn't want to walk that. And yet they're going out to start drinking when it's already gotten bad. And it's like, what? And then they ask me if I'm, where I'll be in the next, hour or so. And I'm like, well, I'm going to be wherever, wherever it takes me, Also, a gentleman wanted my phone number tonight so that I could take him to the airport possibly on Sunday if he needs to. So we'll see how that goes. I may have another, client outside of Lyft that is just, a person who calls me to get rides. I have one person that's like that, but where they pay in cash or whatever. And no, this was not a guy hitting on me. It was him and his wife. It was straight up legit. It was not something like that. So don't be thinking that. I know that's where some of your mind is going to go, because naturally I would think the same thing if somebody said that. Oh yeah, some guy wanted my phone number because he wants me to take him to the airport. No, it was totally legit. It was him and his wife, and I was taking them both home. I had taken them to the store, to QFC, and they went inside, did their shopping, came back outside and got in the car, and I took them home. And it went really well. So he wanted to try to see if there was a way for me to take him, because he lives like in the same neighborhood as I do. So it would be convenient for me to be able to do it, because he lives not too far, and it wouldn't be taking me too much out of my way to pick him up. So otherwise he would have, probably said no. So yeah, that's pretty much how my night went so far. Some of the things I could think of. Here I am going to have to go up this hill, so I got to gain a little bit of speed. Trying to be careful with those chains on. A few times I hit like 35 to 40, but I really haven't gone over that, even on the freeways, because the freeways are even bad. Even the freeways, you would think the freeways would still be, decent, but they aren't. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. As you can see right there, some people were kind of in a bit of trouble. They got themselves stuck. I've got chains on, and I still got a little bit of momentum before I was trying to come up this thing. And I don't even know if I want to go and try to get on the freeway yet from here. I might, but I don't know if I want to do that. I think Greenwood, all of that, I think this is a good spot where I can do that. I don't think I'll have to go up any crazy hills from here on 105th, but I don't know. I'm just going up, trying to avoid steep hills. It's all one can do right now. Just take the low-grade hills and none of that high-grade crazy stuff where it gets out of control and you can't move and you gotta back up. I can say that there was one spot where I was backing up and got real close to backing up into a car because I had to back down a road. There were a couple of times of stuff like that happening, but didn't happen because gotta check those rear view mirrors. Gotta check them all the time and make sure that you're not gonna hit stuff, So let's see if I can get down to the freeway from here. It said that the freeway was down this way, so I'm gonna check my map and see where I'm at as far as the whole roads are going and everything, and see how that is, and maybe I'll get on and make another video. But right now I'm gonna try to figure out how far I am from the freeway and all that nonsense, and if I gotta go up any crazy hills. It looks like this is one of those. Okay, I know where I'm at now. I know where I'm at. Yeah, there's kind of a crazy hill that comes up here, but should be able to handle it all right, I think. The hill that I did earlier was not, I handled that one hill earlier today, and it was a crazy hill. It was, and it was tight. It was one of those one-ways where there's just like a barrier on the left side, and on the right side, it's nothing but cars. Because, you're, you know, it's one of those one-ways, housing development, everything else, and little tiny space. So I really had to keep it tight so that I wasn't doing any kind of fishtailing or nothing. Because if I did, I would have been in big trouble because I would have, you know, hit a car. But kept it straight, kept it going. It was just very, very slow going, but it was going. So yeah, ended up working out. Now I'm on North Gateway, so I should be able to get to I-5 from here pretty okay. I don't think there's any major stuff that goes on up here. Yeah, there's the I-5 sign. So yeah, I'll come up and then it'll be that place that's right next to, like, there's a couple of food places and stuff that come up here. But yeah, this is North Gateway right now. This is freaking crazy. Look at that. It looks like you're up in the mountains, but you're not. This is Seattle, but it looks like we're in the mountains. It's crazy. I-5 north and south, keep right. Well, there really isn't a right and a left on a lot of these roads right now. They are straight up just pick a spot and you're gonna make the road where you're going. That's it. I mean, you can see people kind of traveled right next to me going the other way, and you really can't see where they went. It's insane. There's a state patrol guy over there. There's two of them. 2 state patrol. It's pretty crazy. And I'm going to be getting on the freeway, and then you guys will see what the freeway looks like. This is going to be I-5, so if any of the freeways was going to be, you know, like, taken care of, it was going to be I-5. I mean, I was on 405 earlier, and it was already kind of bad. I mean, it was down, you couldn't see where the lanes were, anything. So we're about to see what I-5 is going to look like right now, because that's going to be crazy. Because I got to get on going this way, which means I got to take this on-ramp. So North I-5 coming up. This is right next to the Northgate Mall. Northgate Mall is right there. That's Northgate Mall over there. Yep, right there. Here we go, around this corner. So, yep, this would be crazy. This is the on-ramp from Northgate onto the freeway. Of course, I've got that little traction light going on. Oh, just went off. I was going to show it to you. But yeah, this is what the freeway's looking like. I just saw a little Prius, got their little lift light on. They're still trying to drive out here. Oh, there's a bus. It'll be passing by me in a minute, probably. I'm not trying to go too fast on these chains. I'm going to slow down for them. They can go. I do not have to be in front of the bus. left. So that's kind of what it is right now. Another person just speeding by. Having all-wheel drive definitely makes a huge difference. I had that on the Ford Explorer. I had all-wheel drive. Yeah, I figured I might as well just videotape this whole thing. You know, I can't really call it videotape. I can call it record. Videotape is a redundant statement and use of the term these days, because there is no video. It's a video, but there is no tape. So yeah, it's another one of those words that's becoming obsolete in this day and age. Taping something or whatever, if you're not talking about like taping a box or something, but taping as in recording a video, that's not really a term anymore these days, I guess. Another one of those things. It's kind of weird. And this is pretty much how I talk sometimes. This is pretty similar to the way I talk with my passengers. Pretty similar. Ooh, did you see that flash? I hope the camera picked that up. That was a huge flash. I don't know what that was, but that was a big flash. Just lit up the sky for like a millisecond. Right before going underneath that bridge. Oh, that was crazy. Are we gonna get lightning too? The chains on and all of that rumbling around, I wouldn't be able to hear thunder, I don't think, very well. So if it was lightning and there was a thunder crack, I definitely didn't hear it. Alright, getting close to home now. Getting closer. By the way, it is 1 o'clock in the morning right now. I have not looked at how much I made today. I'm rather curious about that right now, but I'll take a look at it when I get a little bit closer. But I figured I would record my way home, you know, not only so you can see, you know, kind of what I was dealing with, because I'm not just driving from point A to point B just once and, you know, calling it a night. You know, I've been driving around in this stuff for hours now, and it's definitely a different kind of beast, and, you know, it's gotten a lot worse, as you can see, because, I mean, this is I-5. This is I-5 out here. So, since this is I-5, I mean, this is the most traveled road right now. This is the only, you know, really traveled road right now, period. So, the fact that I mean, I don't understand why there aren't snowplows out here just going like mad, at least in the right lane, like all the way down the right lane. I mean, I don't know why they don't have them out here. This thing should have been taken care of, like, on a constant basis. But, you know, here we are. So, this is crazy. So, yeah, it's an interesting situation right now. See, there's no lanes. So everybody's just kind of like, nobody knows where the lanes are. So we're all like out here just kind of like, you know, like, is this a lane? Well, I guess this will be a lane for me right now. You know, which is why they should have been out here taking care of at least the right lane, the far right lane, you know. So at least we have one really well taken care of lane, just one. That's usually what they do in other areas that get a lot of snow. They have guess it probably takes about that long normally just because of traffic, normal traffic, but not, this is a bit much for 1 o'clock, 1:16 in the morning, and it being, practically no one on the road, that kind of thing. So, needed to slow down a little bit there. My left foot keeps on wanting to take off. Gotta remember not to do that, because the last thing I need to do is pop a chain. Because popping a chain, bad news, man. Bad news for your car. Such bad news. Let's see what 164th looks like right now. Oh, pretty crazy out here, I'm telling you. Alright, let's see what 164th looks like. Okay, we got some super slow people right now. Probably because they do not have chains on their car and stuff, so. To me, it would be interesting to know just what places are open right now. Quite honestly, I don't know how much longer I can hold it, if you know what I mean. That light turns yellow. I'm sorry, I'm not stopping right now. There would be no way I could stop in time for that light. No, Walgreens is closed. Also, I have no idea what the voice quality is going to be on this, so I apologize because I have no idea. So, probably should have said that they are. Can't go back in time and fix that now. Wouldn't want to anyways, because that means I'd be all the way back in Seattle, and then I'd have to come all the way this way again, and I wouldn't want to do that either. So, here we are. But I'm probably going to stop off at QFC because I need to empty my bladder. Oh, and I've seen 3 raccoons and a rabbit out tonight. Rabbit, poor thing, was freaked out. Like, it almost wanted to run into the street, but instead decided to be smart and go under a car instead. You know, a parked car, not under a, yeah. Also, I have to say, the vibration of the car from the chains is not helping my bladder at all. It's not helping. So, I'm going to definitely have to stop off in that QFC because I'm not sure how much I could hold it much more. So, when I get down to the QFC, I will be stopping the recording for a little while because, yeah, I'm not taking you into the bathroom with me. That would just be gross. I mean, I could, I guess, but, you know, I mean, TMI, I think. Normally, I don't have a problem with TMI, but in this case, I will make an exception. Just simply because. But yeah, alright, made it down 164, pretty okay. Stop off at QFC and take Route 27 home because I don't think the hill going up 164th is going to be open. It hasn't been before, so the question is QFC open? I'm hoping they are. If they're not, that's really gonna suck. Down there are the wetlands. And a little boardwalk. It'd be great to take a walk down there in this weather. I'm hoping they're open. 11 p.m. Yep, they're closed. Alrighty. Darn. Okay. Well, next is the Safeway. Well, I can say this, I've stayed warm this whole time. The car's definitely stayed warm. So there's that. Well, at least the little person's turning right or not, or if they're just like sitting or what. Not really sure what they're doing. I mean, I guess they're probably not. So I'm going to go ahead and go because this is a right turn and there's this thing called free right turn, and I can totally do that. This part's gonna suck because we've got hills on this. Of course, we get the red light right as I'm coming up to it. And here we are on 128th. Almost there. So close. That'll totally work for me. Oh man, parking lot totally snowy. It's a Jackson's. Great. Oh yeah, it looks like they're open. Yay! All right, see you in a little while.